All right, when you're feeling stuck in a loop of comparing yourself to other people, I have a new visual for you. So one of my favorite episodes of the Naptime Empires podcast is called You're Not Behind, and it's one of my favorites to listen to. Yes, I listen to my own podcasts because I'm basically recording notes to self that I want to remember also, but it's also one that I have shared most with clients when they need it, and friends when they need it, and family members when they need it, that you're not behind. And in a nutshell, it was recorded around a new year, new you kind of vibe on the internet and in life in general, where the calendar year is changing and everyone thinks they need to have all their ish in order to be an air quote success. And I was just reminding us, as Arthur says in The Holiday, you're a leading lady, but you're acting like the best friend, or as the kids talk about these days, main character energy. So that was the basis of You're Not Behind. Like, you can't be behind in your own life and in your own story, in your own show, if you will, because it's actually your life. You're the only one who can live it. So the show does not go on without you. You're creating it in real time. And the point of this message and this angle is the idea that instead of thinking about life as the race, like when we get in that competitive space and we're comparing, because that's what we're doing. If we're comparing ourselves to other people and we feel like we should be further ahead because they are, or likewise, we think, if we're thinking, basically when you're comparing yourself, you're thinking you're worse off than the people who are further ahead, and that you're better off than the people who are air quotes further behind, even though they are their own main characters as well. So back off. Thank you very much. The point is, I'm going to get us out of that loop. It is literally a loop of some kind of invisible stadium situation. You're envisioning a track. Is it a horse track because people say keep your blinders on? Is it a racetrack when people are like driving NASCAR or something, stay in your lane? Olympic track and field, outdoor Friday Night Lights situation. Think about what you're visualizing when you're comparing yourself to other people. And instead of thinking about it as a loop and a track, which is what it is, it's a hamster wheel. We're not getting anywhere when we're comparing ourselves to other people. Think of a treadmill or a stationary bike, or whatever your stationary mobile exercise equipment would be, where you get to create your whole experience. I don't have a Peloton, but I've been on a treadmill where you can choose your screen. I'm actually in the market for a standing desk so that I can be walking while I'm typing or writing or chatting with clients and things. Because yesterday I was like, oh my gosh, I was on my computer on calls for like 6 hours. I could have just been slowly walking that whole time. So setting your own pace on a treadmill, you don't have to earn a break, because it's not like the race is continuing without you. Whereas if you were running a race, even if it was a long race and a marathon, not a sprint, it's still a race with a starting line and a finish line and other people moving ahead or back or whatever. But it's not a race. You're actually on a treadmill of your own creation. Life is not a competition, it's a creation. The whole point of it is for you to create the experience as you see fit, to the degree that things are within your control. Okay. So is that helpful to you? It's helpful to me to think about it that way. It's like you bring your earbuds, you choose what's on the TV if you want to watch something, or maybe you're typing your book, you're working on your manuscript, maybe you're having a sparky conversation with your clients, friends, or colleagues. But instead of visualizing, oh, speaking of colleagues, you want to call, it's actually updating right now. Oh, am I on a call on my computer?
Yeah.
No, I'm talking to my phone. You want to say hi?
Yeah.
Say hi. That's Noe. She's definitely part of my treadmill, my desired treadmill experience. But that's all. I just wanted to offer a new visual, a new word picture, a new metaphor for You're Not Behind. It's because it's literally self-paced. It is a self-paced adventure on the treadmill or stationary bike of your choice. I used to, in grad school, when I had to read a lot of academic papers that were really boring, I would go to my apartment complex's gym and I would sit there and read while I was moving my feet on the stationary bike, because otherwise I would fall asleep while I was reading them. So that was part of my experience. But also sometimes it's just about watching your favorite show. And sometimes you need a potty break or a water break or a different station, different music, or complete silence. And you get to choose that. And you stepping away or taking a break has nothing to do with anyone else's pace, because it's your choice. It's your creation. It's not a track It's a treadmill. You get to create the whole experience. I'd love to know what your ideal pace is, what your ideal setup that actually makes the journey enjoyable for you, because we're also not about the whole get on the treadmill just to do the time and then hop off. It's like, how can you make it enjoyable? If this is life, what actually makes it enjoyable for you? Because it is the whole journey, not the destination in that case. We're removing the finish line. I mean, we all know we're headed for the same finish line. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, the visual is helping me. You don't have to earn a break. You get to control the speed up or down. You get to pull the emergency stopper and clip it on your shirt for safety and such if you needed. But the show doesn't go on without you. The race doesn't go on without you. You're literally not behind. Even if you need to stop and tie your shoe, you can do that and then get right back, because the clock stops when you do and it will resume when you do. So let me know what that sparks for you. Hit the link for the comments. Share this. Tag me in things. And I'll meet you back here soon. Okay, technically that was the end of the episode, but since you're still here, 1, I'd love to thank you for spending part of your day with me, and 2, I'd love to ask you if you would take 30 seconds, maybe 60, to leave a rating and review in your podcast app before you tap out today. If you've already done that, it's amazing. Please send me a screenshot so I can thank you personally, and know that sharing this episode with a friend has the same magical powers, and I deeply appreciate both. Also, in case you're listening to the end to see if I ever actually introduce myself, hi! My name is Nikki Elledge Brown. I'm the host and author of Naptime Empires and this here On Her Terms podcast. You can find me around the internet at Nikki Elledge Brown in most places, but what you may appreciate most is actually over at onherterms.com. It's what I call the insider library. It's where you can get inside scoop, first listen rights, email updates every time there's a new episode, and then special insider only bonus content. It's all over in our private feed. Okay, that's a wrap for real. I'll meet you in the next episode.